What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is a therapeutic technique focusing your awareness on the present moment, fully immersing yourself in what's happening right now. Not dwelling on the past or focusing too much on the future. But enjoying our present moment before it's gone.
Hi, I'm Danielle Denise, and today I have for you 3 mindfulness techniques that I find to be relatively easy, simple, and best to use when you're on the go. I find these techniques to be most helpful for when I'm feeling overwhelmed, stressed about the future, or worried too much about what happened in the past. But what's most important is that I focus on what's happening right now in this present moment. I think in today's time we can get kind of lost in everything that we're doing, our day-to-day lives, paying bills. Now we're adulting, or even if you're just in high school, you got to go to school, you got to deal with the high school drama, college, papers, all sorts of things that are going on in our lives that we just kind of miss out on right now. And these are moments that we can't get back, and we need to make the most of them while they're here. And sometimes mindfulness can just help us refocus and regroup so that we can continue going on with everything that we have to do. So the 3 mindfulness techniques that I have for you today can be used in combination with each other or independently of the others. But what's most important is that you're just actively engaged in giving them a try. So in no particular order, let's get started. So the first mindfulness technique makes use of our 5 senses. This is called the 5 senses technique. It will make use of our sense of sight, touch, smell, hearing, and taste. And with this, you will start with 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. Now, you do not have to go in that particular order, nor do you have to use those particular numbers. You can do 5 things you can see, you can do 5 things you can smell, you can do it in whatever configuration that you prefer. Like I said, what matters is that you're actively engaged in what you're doing. And the purpose of that is to be focused on the present moment. So whichever one of these you can or cannot do, or would not like to do, or do not prefer, you can change it out. You can make it unique to yourself and unique to who you are. So starting with 5 things you can see. And with this one, you'll notice it kind of has some similarities to the next technique that I'll talk about, in the fact that once you see something, describe it. Describe it in great detail. That is how you really just dive in and focus in on whatever the object, person, whether it's a bird, a plane, the sun. Don't look directly into the sun. And becoming more engaged in whatever it is that you're looking at will really take your mind off of whatever's troubling you or worrying you. Really take the time to observe. If it helps, go out into nature, go outside. There's so many things to see, and you get fresh air. You can step away from your phone and really just be present. And even in touching, describe how it feels. Is it gritty? Is it smooth? Is it both? What color is it? Just really describe this item that you're touching. And then describe the sounds that you're hearing. Are you hearing traffic? Are you hearing airplanes? Is it the sound of the wind? Leaves rustling in the wind? Whatever it is that you're hearing, just really actively listen. With smell, if you're out in nature, smell some flowers. If you're like me and you have allergies, don't smell the flowers. Just smell what's in the air. You know, it's currently that fall weather season where we get a little messed up in here, you know, a little, okay, that was disgusting, but you guys catch my drift. Just do what's best for you. You know it's best for you, but that's my first tip. So let's move on. So next is our rainbow technique. And this one makes use of the colors of the rainbow. You want to find something that is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, or purple. And what you do, like with the 5 senses technique, is you will find something, a particular color, one of those colors of the rainbow, and you will describe whether it's transparent, whether it's opaque, how does it feel in your hands if you can reach out and grab it. This is something that we did in one of my therapy sessions. It really calmed me down and brought me from being in here to being here, like where I was at that time. So with this rainbow technique, you might notice some similarities with the 5 senses technique. Honestly, with a lot of mindfulness practices, there are a lot of similarities in that you're trying to focus in on this present moment, and you're going to focus in on an item that's currently in front of you in this present moment. So yeah, you'll describe into great detail everything about this item, not just from what you can see. You're also going to do what you can feel if you can, what you can taste if you should. Please don't just go around putting leaves in your mouth and stuff. Might be poison ivy. We don't want to take that risk. You never know what it could be. So just in case you need to remember what your colors are, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. And even if you do this in nature, one thing that my therapist told me was that sometimes it's really hard to find things that are certain colors when you're out and about. So it'll really give you a lot of time, and basically it's like a practice of self-care. You're focusing on you and what you're feeling right now. So you really get the chance to be with yourself and be in tune with nature and just be in a peaceful moment. So I really hope that you guys like this one and try it. But for now, let's move on to the next one. So this final technique, last but not least, is the breathing technique. So one of the breathing techniques that I really like is called bubble breathing, but you guys can find some videos on that because I can't make a bubble the way that it looks really cool when I watch other videos. But the one that I'm sharing with you guys today is called counted breaths. I think I made that up, but basically what you do is you breathe in for, let's say, a count of 4, you hold your breath, and you exhale for a count of 8. So let's give it a try. Hopefully with the environment conditions and the wildfires and everything, I can do this. And I also have asthma, so don't judge me. But let's just go ahead and give it a try, okay? Sometimes I really like to close my eyes, get into a good posture, feet planted on the floor, and breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold, and exhale through pursed lips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, those are dancer counts, but you want to do like a smoother count than that. So that's basically the breathing technique that I prefer. I do it sometimes when I'm feeling frustrated. When I'm driving, I'm kind of like dazing off and on like autopilot and I just want to come back. If I'm like on the brink of tears after an exam and you can't cry in front of your classmates, you just breathe. When you're about to present, just breathe. Everything, just breathe. That is what is important, is breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathing techniques are really resourceful for any respiratory issues that you may have. And not going into whole student nurse Danielle mode. If you really want her, I have more videos that I'll link up above. But breathing is something we naturally do. And it is an essential part of our life, something that we're not even like cognitively thinking of. But when we do it as a mindfulness technique, it can really ground us and root us in our present moment and just really refocus us, clear our minds, calm us down. And breathing techniques just really have ultimately some great benefits. And you wouldn't think that much coming from just like, oh, I do this every day. I just do it without even thinking about it. Honestly, just give them a try. And you might notice throughout the days that you might just feel just a little bit better in moments when you're feeling frustrated, or moments when you're feeling overwhelmed, or you want to like cry, or just it's too much to cry right now, or it's just too much to be frustrated right now. Like I have other things that I need to do. I don't have time and I need to clear my mind. I need to regroup and get back in there. Like whatever that might be. So I originally learned my breathing techniques through guided meditations. As crazy as that sounds, guided meditations taught me how to breathe. Guided meditation breathing helped me get more in tune with my body and locate the points of my body that were very tense and just needed to relax. Like, you just gotta let some stuff go. We can really hold stress in our body. Like, you know, you ever hear how when you get a massage, they're like, oh, you have these knots and this is from stress. And it's crazy the way stress impacts our body, but it's crazier how mindfulness breathing techniques can really relieve or alleviate some of the pain and pressure that we put on our body from just everyday stress. So with these techniques, take them, go on, go forth, use them in any way that you please. I hope that you find use for them and that they are beneficial to your life. Like I said, there's a plethora of mindfulness techniques, but these are the top 3 that I find useful for when I'm on the go and just super busy, but I need some time to myself. You know, it's very important to incorporate self-care practices. And I know you hear it a lot on social media, but it is really important for us to care for ourselves and put ourselves first sometimes. Okay? So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave some comments down below with some of the techniques that you can't wait to try, or if there are any other techniques that I did not mention, which there are plenty that you have tried. Leave them in the comments down as well so we can chit chat about them. And while you're here, I'm just gonna ask if you can give me a thumbs up and go ahead and also subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Before I go for real, special shout out to Shelby Church. If you guys don't know what's new about my channel, be sure to watch her video to see what has happened and how this video came to be. I will leave the link in the description for you guys to check it out. And there might be something coming up if you guys continue to subscribe and watch.